Sorry, my screen moved around on me just when I was pressing mute. All of a sudden, there I was, gone. Uh, I certainly agree in part with what Senator Monsignor said, and then I guess unfortunately take the opposite approach on the other part that she talked about. I guess first of all, I have one question that I'll pose at the beginning, and you can answer at the end of my comments, Caroline. But the question would be. Many of us are also sitting at home and doing a lot of our work from our living rooms and our dining rooms. I have been using a dining room table for an awful lot of my work in the Senate, and my dining room chair, hardback chair. And then I have been using a small television tray and a living room chair to do others. So first of all, is there an allowance for senators who are also being inconvenienced and either having to buy office chairs and move them into their houses or condominiums? So that would be a question. But then the other thing is, Senator Monsignor certainly is correct in saying this is a little bit late in the game. We're all hoping that we're nearing the conclusion, and we may or may not be, but motions in the House and in the Senate are intended for us to do a lot of changes come June 23rd. So a little bit late in the game to do anything. So I suppose if I were to vote in favor of either of the motions, I would vote in favor of the first one, but with the proviso that when we are out of the pandemic, these chairs and desks get returned to the Senate. I am certainly not in favor of giving people $500 because of their inconvenience, because if we just simply give them $500, whether it's taxable or not, they can also decide that, well, you know, $500 is also worth me taking, having a sore back and this and that and the other, and they put the $500 towards their bank account or whatever they do and are not required to spend it, in fact, on a desk or a chair. So I'm certainly opposed to that part of it, and moderately opposed to the first part of it. But my question is, Chair, if you say it's not relevant to the topic, I'll accept that. But my question to Caroline would be, is there, or maybe to steering, am I allowed to go and buy myself an office chair and a desk for my condo?
It certainly is relevant, Senator Plett. Pierre, could you address the question on senators?
Yeah, thank you, Senator. For senators, there's actually existing provisions in some for home office furniture. So I will be glad after the meeting to send the specific not requirements, but specific items in some dealing with home office for senators. With respect to the second question, just want to mention the $500. It will not be we're not going to be giving a lump sum of $500 to each employee. Receipts are required in order to make the amount not taxable. So there will be receipt requirement for the money that will be distributed to employees.
That would then, I guess, if something goes ahead, then I guess I would change my mind and be a little more in favor, as Senator Monsignor, of the second one, although I don't know that I'm in favor of either, but more so of the second one if receipts are required. Thank you.
Senator Tanis, Senator Marshall, and Senator Foray-Niesing.
Oh, goodness, I didn't realize that receipts were required, and I'm on steering. My apologies. I must have been asleep when that was made clear. I thought it was just simply a cash allowance. But let me just say a couple things. We did talk about the lateness of this, and I think we all understand that, the relief from the pandemic always seemed just around the corner. And when this was thought about in the summer, the numbers were going down, everything looked good, and we've kind of come back into trouble as of November, December, and so this became live again. And it's just is what it is. I want to note that there are tax credits available to all employees that have to stay home, and hopefully our human resources department, payroll department is working to process those tax credits for employees. But I have to say that I favor option one simply because it's it's quick and tangible assistance. We're going to reuse the inventory post-pandemic. It will come back into inventory and form part of our normal capital replacement program. So you could argue that it's at the end of the day kind of a net zero cost, and that to me is certainly defensible and good planning. So I favor option one, although I guess I'm less opposed to option two now if it is not a simple cash allowance with no receipts. If it's receipt.
I tweeted out that we finally had you on the show, and we've been trying to make this happen for quite some time. I mean, thousands of responses.
He took me to a public library, and I had no idea what a public library was. Wow. I was 8 years old. When you start getting in the habit of reading when you're 8 years old, that's a different ball game than if you have to wait till you're a teenager and it's too late now.
Good morning, Honourable Senators. Today I'm seeking your direction regarding the work-at-home arrangement we provide for staff. You have a briefing note on this matter in your background material. The Senate currently has over 600 employees who are working primarily remotely. Feedback from Senator staff and the administration indicate that employees could benefit from better equipped work setups at home. Although employees are already permitted to take some of their equipment home, such as monitor and chairs, there is an opportunity to provide additional equipment, such as desks and laptop holders. We are aware that some federal departments and organizations are currently using one of two approaches to ensure employees have the tools they need to work from home, either allowing employees to use government-owned equipment while working remotely, whether existing or new equipment, or providing an allowance for employees to purchase their own equipment outright. With this in mind, we consider the same two options. Under the first option, we would procure new Senate desks and laptop holders for use by employees working remotely. As I mentioned, we've already allowed employees to take some of their existing equipment home, but we've generally kept this to easily removable items such as computer equipment and chairs. We've already using adjustable desks at the Senate in our modernized space, and we will continue to do so going forward. Therefore, the purchase of adjustable desks to support remote work can eventually facilitate the replacement of outdated desks in Senate offices as employees return to the workplace. The replacement, of course, would be based on a condition assessment approach. We currently only have a small standing offer in place for adjustable desks, and we would be able to leverage this procurement method to purchase the additional desks. The option would entail planning, coordination, and logistical effort to order, inventory, and ship desks to employees' home. This would take some time, but it's all manageable. The second option would be to provide an allowance for employees to purchase equipment which they would own outright. An allowance to reimburse up to $500 would result in a taxable benefit for employees. Anything above that amount becomes a taxable benefit for employees. So this budget is considered sufficient to purchase a standard desk, maybe not an adjustable desk, and a laptop holder. This option is more flexible as it allows the employee to purchase what suits best their need, although not the Treasury Board Secretariat recommended approach. This option is straightforward.